Good afternoon. I'm Shannon Rutherford, the town planner. This is our Farmington Historic District Commission, and we will start with a roll call of members. I have Jim Calciano,
Here.
Joanne Lawson,
Here.
Michelle Phelan.
Here.
I'll note Cliff Mix is absent. Jay Bombara.
Here.
Our alternates, Ted Sanford,
Here.
Liz Gemsky
Here.
online, and Henry Pertil. I'm not seeing Henry on, so we'll note Henry is absent at the moment.
Okay, with
Chair
that, I will bring the meeting to order. I will ask Ted Sanford to act instead of Cliff, since he's here in person. Thank you, Ted. And with that, I'll ask the Secretary of the Commission, Michelle Phelan, to read in the notices of public hearing.
Notice is hereby given that the Farmington Historic District Commission will hold a hybrid in-person and online public hearing on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the Town Hall Council Chambers on the following applications. Farmington Historic District Study, oh, no, this one is going to be struck. I'm sorry. James J. Ryan, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for the addition of the mini split AC heat pump at 36 Colton Street. Lori D. Yantis, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for a new sign at 7 Brickwalk Lane. Jack Kemper, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for a proposed new single-family home at building lot 8088, also known as 7 Church Street. Miss Porter's school application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to replace generator screening at 7 Mountain Road, aka 49 Main Street. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this hybrid public hearing. Participation in person is at 1 Monteith Drive, Town Hall, Town Council Chambers, or online participation is via the link to the meeting on the Town of Farmington's website. A copy of this proposal is available online at the link provided or by calling the Planning Department at 860-675-2325. Dated Farmington, Connecticut, this 5th day of March, 2025.
Thank you, Michelle. I'll just note that apparently there was a different order on those notices. We will stick with the agenda order and we'll do Ms. Porter's school and the Jack Kemper application. So, but with that, we'll start with the first public hearing. James Ryan, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for the installation of the split AC heat pump at 36 Colton. If the applicant could come to the lectern, state your name and address and give a brief presentation on what you are applying for.
Hi, my name is James J. Ryan, 36 Colton Street in Farmington.
I just want to describe briefly what
Okay.
you're doing.
We've had air conditioners in the window in our bedroom facing the street. We're pretty close to the street too. And then we have one in the living room on a side window, which is a fairly large unit and it sticks out quite far. And we just want to get rid of those because first of all, they're very heavy, hard for me to put up every spring and take down. And also they're pretty expensive to run. So what I propose is putting a mini split in, which has a unit under the window in the living room. It would be covered with some screening. Like I have, there's a picture of, I think a picture with where we have the gas meter, which I thought was unsightly, and I covered that, so you don't really see that either. And I would do the same thing with a mini split unit. And there's a pipe that will go up and feed the first floor, that living room, and then go to the second floor, our bedroom. And it has just a white pipe, the same color of a house, so it's not that, it's not that obvious. That's pretty much it.
Okay. I guess I'll start. Ted, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, so the pipe that's going up the side of the house, that's located behind the porch?
Behind the porch, yeah, just past the porch.
And the porch is in the rear of the house or is it?
No, it's the front of the
It's
house.
in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the picture.
This is what's up on the screen.
Yeah, there we are. There's the porch.
So
And
Yeah.
there's
That's the
a
front door.
downspout running right next to that, correct?
Sorry?
Is there a downspout running right next to that?
No, that's a,
Or
That's
is
a
that the electric?
electric white,
Okay.
car white.
Yeah, I mean, those pipes are the worst part of those AC units, but I think it's pretty well hidden in that spot,
Yeah, that,
especially when it's right next to a pipe that's already there. So
yeah, that's,
I think it fits.
Michelle?
Yeah, no, and I just clarifying that the piping will be white, matching the color of the house.
yes, yes.
And
That's a must on our side too.
that was it for me.
Jim?
Nothing, everything looks like it's in order.
Joanne?
Looks good.
Liz?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
So there's nobody else, right?
Henry joined.
Hello, Henry.
Well,
Hello, apologies, I was a couple minutes late there. But I would
Okay.
agree with,
Okay. I guess I'll just ask one question. So I do see in one of the photos a screening, which I assume is where you're saying the gas tank is hidden behind. It's like a lattice.
Oh, that's the gas meter,
Right.
all those pipes.
Is that what, so are you going to screen the heat pump itself?
Oh,
or
yes,
similar?
yes.
All right. So would you be opposed if we said that you will screen the heat pump with a similar
Yes,
screen?
that's our intent.
Yeah.
Lattice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would just maybe we consider that when we make a motion. Okay. Is there anybody from the public that would like to comment on this application or have questions? Anybody online?
anyone is called in online to offer comment on the application for 36 Colton Street, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. You'll be acknowledged to address the commission. Mr. Chair, there's no hands raised.
Okay. Hearing no public comment. Do we have a motion to approve this application as submitted with perhaps the screening with the lattice work to match?
I'll make a motion that we approve the application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a mini split AC heat pump at 36 Colton Street and wish that it will be, have a white lattice screen.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. Is there further discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? Okay, motion's carried. Thank you. You're all set.
you.
You'll hear from the town hall.
Yeah.
Okay, the second public hearing tonight is Lori DeSantis, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for a new business hanging sign for the Modern Glow located at 7 Brickwalk Lane. If the applicant is here and could come to the lectern, or if they're online, let us know. The applicant is here. Okay. Please identify yourself and give an address for the record.
Okay, so Lori DeSantis, and it's 7 Brickwalk Lane. It's just an application to use the existing arm on the front of the building and replace it with a 17-inch white wood sign with black writing. I think I submitted a picture of it. That's it.
Okay, Joanne?
So I just wanted to confirm that the sign measurements are acceptable to the town, the 17 inches? Okay, I
Yes.
don't need to worry about that. Good. And then it's all wood and you'll be painted, or is there a?
It's a whitewashed wood with black resin lettering on it. So
Okay.
the letter is black for all weather purposes. But that's it.
That was it.
Jim?
Nope, I saw the bracket, as long as it fits that bracket,
Yes.
should be fine.
Michelle?
No questions.
Ted?
No questions.
Liz?
I'm good. Thank you.
Henry?
no questions.
Okay, this is easy. Anybody in the public would like to comment or ask questions about this application? Anybody online?
If anyone's called in online for the 7 Brickwalk Lane application, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. Mr. Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay, hearing no comment from the public, do I have a motion to approve this application as submitted?
I'll make a motion to grant a temporary certificate of appropriateness for the hanging sign on Modern Glow as presented to us at 7 Brickwalk Lane.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
I
Opposed by the same sign? Hearing none, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, third public hearing, which would be Miss Porter's school application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to replace generator screening at 7 Mountain Road. Again, if the applicant's here or online, if you could identify yourself and give an address and then make a presentation.
Jackie is.
Sure. Good.
Yep.
Good afternoon. My name is Jackie Murray on behalf of Miss Porter's School in at 7 Mountain Road. We recently had to replace our generator that's attached to the barn shown in the picture at 7 Mountain Road. And in part of replacing the generator, we did have to remove the existing enclosure that's shown in the picture. The new generator has been installed and we would like to put up a new enclosure. You can see that the enclosure that was there was pretty ugly and run down. Our goal is to make it look much better. We would like to use Cape Cod fence, their Eastham board fence product that is 8 feet tall. And we would cover it on all sides with a 6-foot opening in the front. But the main difference is that we would not have a roof on the new enclosure. The existing one did have a roof, and we would like to remove it because the fence panels are tall enough that you wouldn't see it.
And what's
Um,
what did you say the material was of the fence? Wood?
It's solid wood, yes. Yep, that's the picture right there.
Okay.
And we would paint it white. That would match the trim that's on the barn currently.
Okay. Liz, do you have any questions or comments for the applicant?
The enclosure, I'm looking at the pictures online right now. And I see the roof, the slanted roof. So would the enclosure be where the opening is now, currently?
Yeah, so we're proposing doing the exact same setup. So where you see the opening,
Yeah.
we would keep that opening 6 feet, and then the fence would be, yep, right there. So it's 12 feet away from the barn.
So the fence would be in like the shape of a C if you're looking at it on
Correct.
top of it. Okay. Okay.
Correct. Yep. The only thing that's different is it wouldn't have that slanted roof on the top,
Got
but
it.
it would
Okay.
be fully enclosed.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Henry, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, one question. I walk by here pretty much every day and I've seen the installation. Pad looks great. The grading work around it is very nice. It's pretty close to the paved area. Only concern I would have is with a solid fence like that, is there going to be sufficient airflow on the paved side in terms of like a setback from the generator? I mean, the whole installation is so far away from the street and it's in a pretty secluded area to begin with. I don't know that I would object even if there was no fence around it at all. But that was the only question or comment that I had.
Sure. Our contractor has not brought that up as a concern, but it's something
Okay.
that I can definitely look into.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ted?
I think the fence will be a great improvement over what was there. That's my only comment.
Michelle?
I agree with Ted. I have no other questions.
Jim?
What was the height of the fence?
The old height,
Yes,
I believe it's the same 8 feet, except again, there's no roof and there was the slant.
don't we, do we need extra? We have to talk about that because I thought we had like a 6-foot, we've given it 8 feet before.
No, it just becomes a building. Anything
It
over
becomes part of the,
anything over 7 feet requires a building permit
Us to know.
because of the anchoring
Okay.
that's needed, but we'll catch that on the other end.
okay, looks good to me. Thank you.
Joanne?
Yeah, I have no questions because it took me a while to figure out where this was in the first place. But I think the white fence with the lattice top is going to look great.
Yeah, I'll just agree with, I think what Henry also intimated, what you just said, Joanne, which is you probably, it'd be difficult to see this from a private way, but obviously the, it's the church is right there and people are back there often. So I appreciate that Ms. Porter's is coming to us and making sure that we think it's appropriate. So appreciate that. I do think, again, as somebody who's sees that often, as I live in that area, and it is a big improvement. And certainly you don't need the roof. So I have no objection. So is there anybody in the public that would like to comment on this or have questions about this application? Anybody online?
If anyone's called in online for the application for Miss Porter's at 7 Mountain Road, otherwise known as 49 Main Street, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom to address the commission. Mr. Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay, no further comment. I'll ask the commission if someone would like to make a motion to approve this application as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve Miss Porter's school application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to replace the generator screening at 7 Mountain Road, also known as 49 Main Street.
I have a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
I
I'll
second.
second.
I have a second. Is there any further discussion?
Other than we should add 8-foot high fence to that, shouldn't we?
Well, it's, I think, in the
It
application.
was
It
in
is.
the
It is.
application.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
as part of the written application.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, sign. Okay, thank you, Jackie. It's approved.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, next item on the agenda is a public hearing for Jack Kemper, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for proposed new single-family home at building lot 8088, AKA 7 Church Street. Jack, if you could come up to the lectern or the table, however you prefer, and make your presentation. Make sure you identify yourself, please, and give an address.
Yeah, Jack, I'm gonna need you, because we're
Mike.
not informal, to the maximum extent at the podium, and then Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, you can use the table and just use the microphone if there's questions that you have to address directly,
So I'll start over.
please.
Jack Kemper, Kemper Associates Architects in Farmington. We're here for our official approval for this house for Tad and Joanne at the corner of Church and Hart Street. I'm going to go through the drawings. I've made a few changes to the drawings I want you guys to see. I changed the window and the gable facing Hart Street is we changed that to a double window. It was originally 3 windows. And I think that's about it. We go take a look at.
Yeah, Jack, can you do a full run through again?
Sure.
The prior meetings were all done in.
Oh, yes,
So
yes, yes.
this
Oh,
is- this
sure,
is
sure.
the- We're starting public hearing.
Oh, got it.
And I get that there's perhaps not a lot of public comment, but for the record, if
Sure.
we're going through and trying to monitor building permits.
Yeah, yes.
It's gonna be really important.
Well-
We gotta run through materials and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
went through the notes from the last approval for this, so I get it.
correct, yes, if you
What-
don't mind.
What we are proposing to do is to build roughly a little over 2,000 square foot Cape Cod house on the lot at the corner of Church and Hart Street. Shannon, if you want to start with, if we go to the site, maybe the best
A
place to
site
start.
plan, certainly I can open that up. I've got the landscape plan from the last meeting.
Yeah. So what we have, and there was a set of conditions on this lot approval in the 1995 or 96 approval from the Historic Commission at that point. And one was the house should face Church Street and the garage would face Hart Street. We've done that. They asked for a 70-foot setback to the house from Hart Street. We do not think that we're looking to do closer because they asked for the driveway to be there. So we were clearing trees anyway. They had called it a conservation easement. So we have a landscape plan portraying the trees that are staying and the trees that are going, which there are a few in the driveway. So I think we would have to sort that out with the TP and Z once this is approved,
Yes.
assuming that. Now we can go to the house. It's a Cape Cod style. We're looking to stay as low profile as possible. We're not doing the giant modern ceilings. We're doing 8-foot ceilings. We're trying to keep it close to the ground. We're not trying to make it a showy house. We want it to fit in the neighborhood. So it's broken apart into 2 pieces, the house, the garage. We're looking to treat the garage almost like a barn feel to it. We're looking at a white house. White. We're looking at the LP Smart Side, and I have samples for all the things we're talking about. And White House, black roof. You can see on this, some of the things I added are some of the details that we're looking for the square columns, and they'll be correctly detailed with the right moldings and stuff. I think there's a sheet of details on there. We're looking for bay windows under the porch. Again, those are all detailed correctly with recessed panels and cove moldings and the correct setbacks. Windows, we're looking at a simulated divided light. We had thought about using the Coltec windows. We've used them in Farmington before. They are a vinyl product, so that's something you guys have to think about. And we'd be whatever. We think it's a nice window, but we're open to suggestion on that. And there's
Excuse me, what was the name of that window again?
Coltec,
Okay, thank you.
and I have some pictures of it. It's a solid vinyl window. I think that we have some pictures of it. But to my understanding is if you guys just don't allow vinyl windows, we would do something else. But we think it's a nice window. We've used them on Sanford and Hawley down in Unionville. They're in the Pennington in Farmington Center, and these are all simulated divided light windows. So the grills are on the outside and the inside with a spacer bar. So we like these, but we'll take your direction on that. I brought a whole boatload of siding. We're looking for a product called Smart Side, and it's a wood siding. It's kind of an engineered wood siding. It's sort of similar to Hardy Plank, which I know you guys have approved. I think it's better than. Do you think that, Ted? I think it doesn't move as much as Hardy Plank. So it comes in a lot of colors. We're looking for white. And I have some samples of that. The garage, we're looking to use this product as the Smart Side as board and batten, and that's a sheet good. And then we would buy the battens, and you could see that on the garage, I've detailed where the 8-foot sheets stop, so it wouldn't be just a seam there. It's designed and planned where the seams are going to be. And the battens would be the Smart Side. They do trim too. So I'm gonna. I think that is it. We're kind of sorry that we're. Did we decide if we want the wood front porch or not? Oh, so never mind about the wood front porch. That's we've been going back and forth with Tad and Joanne. So this porch is going to stay bluestone, which is what I have it called out as. And I have some of this. Ted has seen this.
Yeah. I don't need to see it.
Yeah, so this is the
Here, I'll pass it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
And then this is the trim. And we went the smooth side. We don't like it. Comes with rough and smooth, but we went the smooth side.
This is clapboard and this is trim. I'll ask a dumb question.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
We are looking, this is architectural shingle. For the heritage, and I think we're looking for the black, or charcoal color. It's an architectural shingle.
Oh, yeah. That's,
It's like you're at work.
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
See shingles. Want to see the shingle? You good on? Shingles. Yeah.
It's nice. It's architectural shingle. It's a nice look. I think that's pretty much everything unless you guys, I'm sure you may have some questions.
Okay, before I ask my commissioner, so just to be clear, so the drawings we have, and I guess I have to look a little to Shannon too, because she knows what was put up on the website, but what was on the website, there are no changes to that design, is that correct?
So the correct, I
Right.
think what Jack referred to as a change was from the last with this window.
At the prior.
At the
informal.
Yeah, I
So
did that
in-
while making
But
the.
that's correct. So
That's
whatever we
correct.
see, we will see on the
Yes.
finished product.
So what's on the what was posted on the website is the
Is
actual,
correct.
which I could pull up, but I'm assuming what we have. up
Well, yeah,
here.
which this
This
came
is
from
the
you,
last.
so that's right.
This is the latest one with the one window.
So I'll also, as a point of order, I guess, whatever you want to call it. If I recall, at a meeting, we agreed that we were okay reducing the 70-foot
Correct.
to 40, or
40.
was it 55 or 40? Was it 40? Okay. But that's already been
Approved.
done or whatever.
Well, that was done.
That
would be-
And I think it was done so
It was still informal?
it was
Okay.
informal,
Okay. All right.
but they came before. So this is the first formal application. So the two prior meetings in January and February were a discussion about, I think the house in general, and then the setback, and then at the February meeting, a little more information was provided on the setback and the landscaping. The landscape architect was
Right.
here and discussed a little more of those nuances. I believe the commission, basically what the applicant was looking for was a consensus that there
Right.
wasn't a concern with the reduction of the setback. We wanted to try to get a consensus on the massing
Mhm.
and the location to then advance the
Okay.
drawings to where we are now. And then it'll be the commission's choice if you want to say, okay, this is sufficient, or if we want to see a next the next iteration, because obviously they're not coming to building permit with this.
No.
They're going to need more so the commission can start to see the interim steps to make sure that the details that you would normally review with respect to materials and trim and the actual, if we want to start to get into nuances of with the trim and various things, as the plans go from the very detailed sketch to CAD to what will come in for the building permit, the commission can continue to review, say, yes, okay, and we want to see these next steps as we proceed. That's fine.
All right, but just so I'm clear, so are we today approving, if we do approve, the windows, the siding, and the trim?
That's your
Yes.
choice.
So
So you can, that's to the
Yeah.
extent you have enough information to issue a final approval on something. This is the first time I'm coming through with a full new structure. So, I think because of this, it may behoove the commission to look at this in steps. To the extent you want to approve specific items tonight,
Mhm.
based on the information provided, you can. And then if you want to see additional details, then we can continue to do this and proceed on additional details down the road.
You weren't here when we approved Bruce Charette's house?
No, but
I
I'm
remember.
loosely aware of it. I will, and I understand, and even Great St. Patrick's Church and the detail, that was these were multiple meeting.
Right.
And my house
Events.
was
Oh,
new
that's right, too.
construction.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so,
That's right.
so I feel like this is deja vu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
hopefully-
it doesn't need to be unnecessarily protracted, but I don't want the commission to feel that it's a one and done
Okay.
either. So
Okay, so I would,
If-
yeah, suggest then people consider what we feel comfortable approving tonight or not. But the one other question I had was on the site. So if we're going to approve the siting, is that an accurate survey? Does that show the 40 feet?
I believe, yes, this shows.
And that's where you're gonna cite it?
44 feet,
So
and
we,
this-
Yeah.
that would be,
This is the
Yes.
plan that was used on February.
Yes.
okay.
So this is the 44 feet. This is the siting location. This is the same plan from February. So the garage is at 44 and the main house is at 58 from Hart Street. And the front of the house on Church Street is meeting the setback that I'm not going to be able to read. I want to say it's 40, it might be 40 or 50 feet from Church Street. I could start to and make everybody woozy. I can start opening up other drawings, but it is
Okay.
meeting the setback requirement off of Church Street.
Okay. All right, with that, Ted?
I like the house design, the style. I think it fits with the neighborhood. I think the size fits with the lot. I'm not really concerned with the setbacks because the other houses on Hart Street on that same side are probably, well, there's a garage that's probably 10 feet off. So I think that fits as well. The shingles are fine. The LP Smart side, I think we have approved before. But if we haven't, we definitely have approved Hardy siding, which is a similar look. Once it's up, it looks like a cloudboard. You can't tell the difference. And we did put it on our office in Unionville.
With this stuff.
Yeah. And the advantage to that is that it doesn't expand and contract,
Right.
like Jack said.
It doesn't what?
It expand and contract as much, so you don't get the seams between the butted pieces like you do with Hardy and some other products.
What do you do on the ends when you cut? You have to paint it?
I don't believe you do.
Well, what prevents this from swelling?
It's what's impregnated in the
All
board,
the chemicals,
resins.
whatever they use.
I think it's resins they put in it.
Oh,
Hard as hell, that's for sure.
And the trim board, again, it's like
Same
the
thing.
same idea as the PVC that we approve.
Huh.
Once it's painted, or finished, you can't tell the difference. I think that comes pre-finished too as well.
Yeah.
So if this comes pre-finished, so the sides are finished too, or they just paint them?
I mean, we usually paint it, frankly, but
You paint them.
yeah.
The vinyl windows, I don't think we have ever approved vinyl windows.
Never
so,
have.
That's the one thing that is a concern.
Good.
That's it.
Michelle?
Thank you, Ted. Yeah, the windows, that, struck a chord with me. And then I just, wrote some notes. I don't have a problem with the shingles, I got a little bit more education on the smart side with the Hardy board, and I'm familiar with the Hardy board. And then the garage with the smart side, that's fine. The porch with the bluestone. These are just some of the notes I just wrote down that might be helpful. So I would have question on any outdoor lighting fixtures, a little bit more on the columns, the doors, any kind of outdoor fencing or walls and gutters. So kind of a lot of the finishing stuff, I guess, is what you would call it, would be helpful to understand going forward. But what you presented, except for the windows, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. One of the things, just conceptually, we can get you all that stuff and bring it in. I would like enough direction to finish the plans and go to the next step, which I sense that we're getting. We haven't talked to Tad and Joanne about this, but when we do a porch like that, I almost prefer just to have recessed lighting on that front and not have fixtures, because we can light up the whole porch. But we will need something at the side and on the backs for lanterns and stuff.
And recessed lighting, well, it's on my house, so it got approved.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said the recessed lighting on the front porch on my house is there, so.
Yeah, it was
got
approved. Oh, okay. I
yeah.
thought you said it wasn't. I was like, I don't.
No.
Yeah, I would
it's there.
consider that to be
You
kind
would
of
see it.
invisible light source.
Yeah,
I mean, you can obviously come back for those fixtures. So when you
Yeah,
take the fixtures out, just come back and we say yes.
Yeah, yeah.
no, and then at that point. Okay, Jim?
Yes, the windows would be my concern, the vinyl, all right? I have a question on the garage where you have the board and batten.
Yes.
And then you have the gable, where you match to the wall. You said there would be there'll be a seam, but is it gonna be elevated so it comes?
Yeah, we're calling them out.
You
So
are.
they're on the drawings,
Okay.
the horizontal seams at
Good.
the 8-foot line.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, no, we want to be deliberate about that.
it makes a lot of sense. Still like, I have, guess I'm old fashioned. I don't believe in pine trim, believe in AZAC. I just haven't seen this. So, you think it's good, Ted? I guess it's okay with me. I think that's really the only thing I'm concerned with is, on the hardy plank. Same with that. Certainly, as long as the resins hold up. How long has this been up?
It's been out a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you had no problems with it? Okay.
none whatsoever.
All right, I'm okay with that myself. That's it.
Joanne?
I guess I just have a question about the procedures, because when I printed off what was for today, it didn't have the landscaping again. So are you looking for an approval on the landscaping, but we haven't let the public see it?
It was the same landscape, so it's the same landscaping that was discussed at the prior meeting. Like I said, it was discussed at the February meeting.
Okay, and the neighbors all knew about that landscaping plan and all? Okay.
Well, I mean,
It was-
just, am I
it-
wrong that we don't really have
the-
jurisdiction over
The
landscape?
landscaping, it was really just the positional,
The sighting,
Yeah.
the position.
okay. How many bay windows are there?
2.
2?
And they're in the porch.
Oh, okay. So the way it is in this drawing is way it is. Okay.
Yeah.
The one up above is not a bay window.
That's a shed dormer.
Sorry. All right. I didn't really have any questions then.
Jim, do you want, you
Yeah.
have something else to add?
The columns, what are the columns made up on the?
Well, they would be made of the trim and there's a detail of them in the drawings. So they're
there is.
field made, assembled. They're square.
All right,
Okay.
good, thank you.
Liz?
So I guess I'm just, I don't know if this is I know we are approving the site, but are we approving is that what you needed, Jack, to move forward? You need the siding, the trim and all that?
I would like a feel, and I understand that maybe the subject to the final, reviewing the final drawings with the final details or whatever, but I would like to feel that we're ready to go to the final drawings.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so it sounds like we are approving that kind of stuff, except for the windows, which would have to be back to an appropriate, because we haven't.
We would, Liz, we would come back with a different.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no other questions, thank you.
Henry?
Thank you. Just wanted to revisit the siding. From what I could see, SmartSide comes in a faux wood texture as well as a like smoother finish. Do you know now which of those two products you're looking to put on the house?
The smooth.
Okay. Then,
No question.
yeah, then I would be in agreement with everybody else. I think the siding choice is perfectly fine. But, do have some concerns about the vinyl windows.
Is that it, Henry? You all set?
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I'll just ask, I guess, so should regular clapboard, isn't it tapered kind of at some point? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it folds over each thing, but
But it's not tapered. They don't, your classic didn't, it
So
used to,
wood clapboards are tapered.
yeah.
but these are not.
These are not, the Hardy that we've approved before is not,
Okay.
but
Sure.
it looks the
You won't
same
see the
once it's
difference.
installed.
Because it's hidden by the trim
Yeah.
on both sides.
Yeah, what's really important is that the trim is out farther than the siding, and the siding dead ends into the trim.
Okay. All right. I just
And there's
curious looking at it.
how much to the weather? 4 inches? 5, half.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4.
4? Yeah. Yeah. Like that.
One of the other things I note on here, and again, I guess just to try to be clear, give you as much guidance or approval today is, so the windows we see, the garage doors we see, is that all the design we see, the cupola, all that's going to be
Yeah,
done? And whatever you've drawn here is what we could approve. So we could say we approve the design of the house
as long as it matches.
as long as it matches what's here, which is what's appropriate. Obviously, you could come back and ask for.
Yeah.
For another approval.
Yeah, I
But is
just
that-
thought about garage doors actually that you mentioned,
Oh,
because that's
yeah.
important.
You had not thought of them? Well, then we don't need to approve those today. If you
No.
have,
Same about the doors to the house, the entry door.
right, the doors to the house.
The doors to the house, I
You can
think,
see
is
some
fairly
of it,
traditional,
It's paneled.
Tradition. Okay.
right?
I mean, I see paneled here with,
Right.
Yeah,
too small at the top, too.
yeah,
rectangular,
it's like
one
a
face.
6-panel door
Yeah,
with side lights.
Wood door.
Yeah,
I think a wood door.
It's actually 5 panel.
that's what Jack's, so that's what we would want, like, so
Yeah.
when we talk about the doors.
Yeah.
Like, you can see what the intent is with the panels and stuff like that, but the
Yeah, no, we'll get the
composition of
exact product.
door, that sort of thing would be helpful. The steps, like, and if there's railings that, if there are, if there aren't.
We're hoping to put it close enough to the ground that we don't need railings. That's part of being the low slung
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Okay, anybody else on the commission before I ask the public? Any other follow-ups at the moment? Okay, hearing none. Anybody here in person that would like to comment or ask questions, or does the applicant want to say anything? You're welcome to if you want. Oh, could you please come to the lectern and identify your name and address for the record?
Hi, I'm Peter Mastro Batista. I live on 18 Church Street. Based on what I'm seeing here right now, I think this is going to be a wonderful addition to the neighborhood based on these drawings. Based on what I see right now, I would support this project wholeheartedly. I think, and I'm going to editorialize a little here, I think you might want to be open-minded to consider the windows they're using. I just, with Jack's help, just renovated 19 Carrington Lane, and we used a vinyl window with this simulated divided lights with the nice large dividers, mullions. Is that what do you call them? Mullions, right? And these, I encourage you to maybe take a walk out there and look at that. And we used the same type of siding that I think they're proposing here. And these products are very good, very durable, and they have all the charm of these wooden windows, I think, if not more. And I think it's a better product right now, probably cost effectively and aesthetically. So that's my one thing. I think you should be open-minded to taking a serious look at these new types of windows and technologies that are out there. But as a whole, I fully support this project, looking at it here right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the room? No? Online, is there anybody that would like to comment or ask questions about this application?
If anyone's called in for the 7 Church Street application, please raise your hand. There's no one but us on at this point. No, there's one other. Anyone want to make comment on 7 Church Street? Nope, there's no hands raised, Mr. Chair. We did have one written correspondence. And this is came in from Frank Sanford. We're submitting the attached letter of support for the above referenced public hearing on March 25th. And so, must be the individuals that have called in. Frank and Ann Sanford. Sorry, we are writing this letter in support of Ted and Joanne Diesel's application to build a new home at the above referenced address. We believe the design is a great fit for the neighborhood. In this age of McMansions, it's very nice to see a well-designed, modest home being built. Their desire to keep many of the existing trees and shrubs is admirable. We especially like the Veterans Memorial Bench they plan to place on their property. Please join us in welcoming Ted and Joanne back to the village. Frank and Ann Sanford, dated March 20th. That is all for the written correspondence.
All right. All right. So trying to be helpful as well as trying to be clear and precise so that there's not any misunderstanding. I mean, I guess what I would suggest we may act on as a motion is, one, we approve, the motion could be to approve the temporary certificate of appropriateness with respect to the siding, with respect to the style of the home. If you're so inclined, whoever's gonna make the motion, to the sidings and the trim, the shingles, and well, the windows were not set on. I mean, again, that's going to be up to the person making the motion. If I would say could say that we're going to require wood windows, that would give the applicant an opportunity to, as Mr. Master Batista suggested, to go out and take a look at these other ones in the meantime, so they could come back if we approve wood windows and request the vinyl windows, if they really thought that was important after we've had a chance to see that. And also then that the details on they'll come back for approval on the details on the garage door, as well as any outside fixtures that would be attached permanently to the structure. And to the front entrance and the side entrance doors as well, to come back with more detail. And which I guess implies we're okay with doing that, because Jack did have a good drawing here. We could approve the columns. I think that he's got those well drawn out. I don't have any problem with that personally, but so I said a lot. I don't know if anybody can repeat that or not, but unless, before I move to a motion, Shannon, do you have any other thoughts about how we do this?
I'm fine with it. The only thing I would add in that we're also approving the location, the request for this locational change, so that that's officially documented in the record.
Correct. So we're approving that site plan, recognizing that it's a change from the original zoning approval.
Correct.
Okay.
And quite honest, Mr. Chair, somebody can just say, so if your colleagues are in agreement, someone can simply say so moved.
So moved.
And then
Second.
and
Oh,
Lance and I will go through and capture the information, and we will probably do a quick check with
Yeah.
you and Jack offline.
Make sure you got it
Make
right.
sure we
Yeah.
have material information noted correctly before the draft notes go out. Similar to what I do when we have an ADRC meeting and I'm trying to grab all the architectural terminology.
Mhm.
We'll,
Right.
we'll
And I'll take a walk. Short walk. Check it out.
Okay, so I think I have a motion from Mr. Calciano and a second from Ms. Lawson. Is there further discussion? Is there anything people think we're missing? Or again, I partly want to make sure we're not going to have any ambiguity and give the applicant and Jack guidance here so they can go forward and start ordering what they need, that kind of thing.
I just have a clarification question on the columns. So are there just two, or are there, and is it two, I think you said square or
We're in
round?
the front square.
Here we go, half round. Oh, this is what I was looking for. So it's half round. Those will be set right to the house?
They're square, but
The half round is a
the
trim.
Oh,
half
the
round's a
half
trim
is a
piece.
trim. Okay, all right, I'm sorry.
It's because of Pulaski, right?
Pilaster.
Plaster when.
Okay.
Set against the house.
So,
And there's double at the corners and then singles. It's on the plan.
okay,
So there's one, two, So Jack, help me with this. So we've got,
So this is what, I'm seeing two.
Gotta
well,
I
I don't have
Fine.
I've got
Okay.
elevations. I'm not sure what you, so I've got elevations there. All right. Okay, so you've got doubled up on the corners then.
Here.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, the two are half columns.
That's what I was trying to get at. That's what I was trying to get at. They're half.
That are flush against the house.
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm not an architect, Jack. Be kind.
Right.
Jack. So, all right, so you've got, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are front, those are full columns.
Yeah.
And then half columns flush to the house, 2 of those, 1 on either end.
Technically, they're three-quarter columns.
I was gonna ask,
They wrap it as trim.
Right.
They're shown on the side elevation, so it's like,
Yeah.
it's like the trim, it's become the column.
Oh.
Got it.
okay, does that clarify?
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you. That's what I was thinking I was seeing, but I just needed to clarify. So thank you.
Okay, anybody else, from the commission, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed
Aye.
by this? That was a 4, okay, the motion's approved and you're all set with that temporary certificate. We'll see you. We look forward to seeing you, back in with further details, but thanks.
I offer just a note of thanks to.
Oh, thank you.
Commission, just, but to our architect who's with us and to the town staff. We're almost overwhelmed by this project and by process. Well, we do appreciate it. I know you guys serve without compensation, often without appreciation. But in this case, we do appreciate what you do.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for saying that. Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. All right, with that, moving on, if I can find the agenda. Other business?
I don't have anything else at the moment to share.
Anybody else, anything they want to bring up or no? Staff report same or, yeah. Okay, then the minutes, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 18, 2025 meeting?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the February 18th, 2025 meeting.
Second?
Second.
No, we have a second from Michelle. I was asking for the second, so I have it from Michelle. For any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The minutes are approved. And with that, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.